as to why that works. I work at Yelpo. If I tell you Yelpo is great, you'll probably be like, yeah, sure. Obviously, she's going to say that. But if I get one of my customers to tell you that Yelpo is great, you'll be like, okay, that's interesting. And that applies across, B2B, e-commerce. A lot of the examples I'm going to do here are e-commerce, just because we have a lot of experience there, but it applies to pretty much any kind of business. So that brings me to my main point. I'm sure you're all awesome content marketers. I'm an awesome content marketer, but the truth is, your customers are creating better content than you. It's more authentic than the content you create, it's scalable, and it's unique. And I'll get into exactly what makes it so great, but first I want to talk about what is UGC, just so we have the working definition. It's any content created by customers or users, and not brands, businesses, or us content marketers. And there's a lot of different types of UGC. The most common one that people know about is reviews. I know videos were talked about earlier today. That's up and coming, becoming more and more important. But there's also blog posts and pictures. And if any of you are on Facebook right now, you're looking at UGC. So there's like a wide world of UGC out there. I mentioned Facebook. That's just like the tip of the iceberg, right? Because there's like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I guess Vine's dead now, but like, I'm just trying to think of some of the newer ones that came out, like Snapchat, Facebook Live, Periscope. So there's always new platforms that are popping up. Lots of places for consumers to create UGC. So why is UGC so important? There's basically three main things that make it the most effective tool for marketing your business. First of all, it's scalable. So I just mentioned all of the consumer platforms that are popping up, and I know as a marketer, I'm just like, how can I be expected to keep up and be on all of these platforms? Well, it's really simple. You do not have to be on all the platforms as a marketer, because you're going to get your customers to do it for you. The second thing is it's authentic. So word of mouth referrals are like the oldest form of like super effective marketing. UGC is word of mouth referrals for the digital age. And next, it stands out. So as marketers, we have to compete on all of these platforms that are kind of more and more becoming obsolete or like almost impossible to compete on. So I'm thinking about people aren't opening emails. They're totally kind of immune at this point to banner ads. Advertising on Google is becoming more and more expensive. So what's a marketer to do? You gotta leverage UGC. Hopefully you believe me now about UGC being important, but just to kind of make my point more, I'm gonna look at some of the biggest brands that are also using UGC. I guess you can't really see it, but this is a picture I took of the Gap homepage in June. And there's little dots next to all of the products. And when you hover over the dots, what pops up is actually a little review. This one says, I finally found the perfect pair of shorts from a Texas shopper. It's really interesting because what they could have pop up there is like a price or like a buy now button or a product description, but they chose specifically to put user-generated content. This one is a really nice example of UGC because it's sort of a double whammy. The Starbucks White Cup contest actually came from an idea from a user on Starbucks' suggestions page. And they said, well, everyone likes drawing on your cups. Why do you have a contest for the best drawings? And Starbucks ran with it. And they created a Twitter hashtag, White Cup Contest, and they asked people to draw on Starbucks cups and then use that Twitter hashtag. And within 3 days, they had a couple of thousand entries. And if you think about if they had a couple thousand entries and each of those people had 50 to 100 Instagram followers, and one of those people, Itai was talking about this earlier, one of those people had 1 million followers, I mean, that's like priceless promotion for Starbucks. And again, it's coming from the customer, so it's like really more authentic than Starbucks just posting a picture of a white cup on their Instagram. And finally, I'm going to talk about GoPro again. They're one of our favorite clients just because they're kind of kings of UGC. They really use it in all of their marketing. So again, it's kind of hard to see, but this is a picture of a guy with a sea turtle. It's from GoPro's photo and video of the day, so every day they use a photo or a video that was taken with a GoPro camera and they promote it on their site. What's really cool about this is like, I wish, as marketers, they could send us to go like swimming with sea turtles and like water skiing with dogs all the time. But that's not possible. And it doesn't need to be possible because your customers are swimming with sea turtles and water skiing with dogs. And so that's another thing that makes UGC like really kind of scalable and also super unique. So now I just want to go into like 4 essential tips and tricks that you need when it comes to UGC. So the first one, actually first I'll talk about the data. We were looking at 165,000 stores that are using our software. It's about 20 million pieces of content. That's reviews, photos, Q&A. Yeah, okay, I'll get into the tips. So first of all, the question I get from a lot of marketers about UGC is how do I collect it? There's a lot of different ways you can collect it, but one of the simple answers is do it on mobile. So now everyone knows about mobile. I'm sure your site is mobile optimized. If you're e-commerce, your checkout's mobile optimized. I find that a lot of people forget about mobile optimization when it comes to other parts of the buying journey. So for example, I get emails like all the time that are, I actually can't believe like some of the companies that are sending these emails where like the text is really, really small and I can't read the image unless I like zoom in 20 times. So people forget about it sometimes in the nurturing process or in the after purchase phase. So we've collected tons of reviews. We've sent out like hundreds of millions of these emails. And this is actually looking at email open side device. I know it's blurry. But if you look at the purple and the red sections, that's mobile, so it's tablets and phones. And 60% of those opens are happening on mobile. And we actually find that 65% of the submissions also come from mobile. So if you want to ask for UGC and you want to increase the chances that you're going to get it, do it in a way that's mobile friendly. That's an easy one. Next is that UGC is not just reviews. So again, I know you guys had to talk about video UGC earlier today, so I guess this won't come as a huge surprise. But a lot of people think that UGC is reviews and testimonials. It's a lot of different stuff, and it's always growing. So we did a survey of 5,000 shoppers, and we asked what type of content for past buyers is most likely to influence your purchase decision. Now, text came up on top. That's not surprising. We're all really familiar with reviews. 43% of people said text. But what's really interesting is that the 33%, that's photos, and the 24% is videos. So that's 57% of the respondents, so more than half of them actually pointed to visual UGC as what's the most effective content for them when they're making a purchase decision. Another really interesting thing here, we asked what type of photos people want to see when they're making a purchase decision. Do they want to see professional shots, or do they want to see shots taken by customers? And the response was overwhelming. 77% of them want to see photos taken by customers. A really easy example to bring this home is fashion. It's really nice to look at a shirt like on a supermodel with a perfect body, but what's more interesting and more useful as a shopper is to see the picture of a shirt on a real person, or to see several pictures of a shirt on a real person, and even better if that can be enriched with more information like the height and weight of the person, body type. I'm sure you've seen this on a few e-commerce sites. It's like one of the most important things that you can do is share it on social networks. So we're looking at data now from LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter, and it's a click to conversion rate of a review shared to social. So we're looking at Shopify's data for the conversion rate of a typical like organic Facebook post. It's about 1.7%. When you just take that post and just put a review in it instead of another piece of content, it's 2.58%. So that's like a huge increase just by kind of being smart about the kind of content that you put in that post. Where the magic really happens with UGC on social is in ads. So we actually have a tool to turn UGC photos and reviews into Facebook ads and Instagram ads. But Facebook was really pumped up on our tool, so they actually did a case study on it. And this is the results of that case study. When you use UGC in your ads as opposed to just your normal brand content, you get 4 times more clicks, there's a 50% drop in CPC, and a 50% drop in cost per acquisition. So that's huge. And what's really, really cool about that is this is not the result of some like crazy optimization campaign. This is just you saying, okay, instead of making the text of the ad, hey, like check out our new sale, you say, hey, check out what Joe had to say about our service or our product. And you'll see results like this. And finally, I want to end on a positive note, which is that most reviews are positive. A lot of marketers or business people in general tell me, I don't want to ask for reviews because the only people who write reviews are the ones who are angry. That's like a really Israeli mentality, I think, also. That's not the case at all. It couldn't be further from the truth. 14%, right? Yeah. 14% of reviews are 3 stars or less. The vast majority of them are actually positive. So don't be afraid to ask for reviews. I mean, you're going to be surprised at how often people are actually saying really, really good things about your business. And then, like I said, you can use that stuff to kind of promote and leverage them and get more traffic and sales. And that's it. Thank you.